How's it going, guys? Wingborn here again with another Diablo 3 video for you. I decided to take a little break from the Crusader since I'm having a little trouble pushing greater rifts with it, so I decided to try out something new and go with a support Barb, which seems to be pretty fun and along the same lines. So, again, I'm going to go through all the equipment piece by piece, tell you the stats you want to look for, and I made this set actually in about 3 days. This also is my first time playing Barb, really hardcore at all, let alone support, but it's very similar to the style how I like to get in there with the Crusader. So if you like the Thorn build, but wanted to push with a group and have a little bit more fun in team builds, or go grifting solo pugging, give this a shot. The big thing about this build is that you will deal no damage. You will deal minor to no damage, and your biggest asset to the group is literally scouting, pulling, and then adding additive damage by buffing and debuffing and stunning your enemies around you. Now, from what I've seen too of the build and while you're looking through the items here, I've seen two styles of build of this. There is the more survivability build that I prefer, and then there's also the more crit build for health globes, and you'll see why on Avalanche, and also if you play with a Witch Doctor, why that's really important to get on crit damage for the overall build. So again, going through this video, check out what the items are, go ahead and pause and see how it is, and I'll talk to you guys in just a second and show you a quick run through I did while having this build. So going over the items and the sets, as you may have read, or if you look up online a little bit and checking out how it works, the key thing here is the survivability of being able to scout and check out what you need. So the key thing is, if you go more of the survivability that I did with the polearm and some other things, you won't be doing the crits as much, so you won't need the one-handed mace in there. But if you are going for the crit hail to help out your witch doctor, the party, if they have that passive, then you'll want to change it a little bit. It depends what the party is in situational status. So there's Pound the Flesh, take a look at it. That's the big one right there. If you do just want to go on hit crit and pop more of the health globes and change your weapon item in your weapon slot for the cube, go for it, but look for more of that crit percent chance to hit as well. And if you change the sword and brown from what it is for there, you want to get most likely one of the other two passives. I believe it's Invincible or Inner Rage. I'll show it here in just a second and you can see what it is. But scrolling over the other two weapons, take a look at them just for the faster hit and also the damage reduction and attack speed, which is really nice, or actually armor. The two S's I have, one more survivability, one more crit chance, so both very good. And then the two here, yeah, so it's Relentless or Superstition. And you can also change out your amulet for a Hellfire amulet as well for one of those two. It doesn't have to be Ancient Legendary. It's better if it is because you can roll more augments on it, but most of my gear is subpar, not optimal. Like I said, I built in 3 days, so here's the run really quick, guys. This is an 85. I have done 90s. This is just the one I recorded for this video really quick. But you can get in, you can see the health globes coming out. We had a monk that was able to support and heal us. We had a great mage and also a hammered in. So the damage was coming out very high, which is really nice. And while going through with the Obsidian Ring, you want to be able to use your only resource spending cost, which is the harpoon or the hook, and try to pull them in as close as you can so your monk or other person can hold them in and get them going. And because your survivability should be so high, like just unpenetrable, you should be able to run through most anything and just scout out way ahead. Most areas won't be too bad, some are. You just gotta find those right spots. And while doing your hook and resetting all the cooldowns, try to do all of your war cries and screams as much as you can. Keep on getting fury back by using the war cries as well, and just doing your relentless charging constantly and over again. And with the Nemesis bracers, you really set to the pace as well. And here we had 3 yellow mobs, which just got annihilated very quick. The key thing too, when it comes up here, I'll show it, and well, right here as well, especially. Try picking up your health globes in time where you will unavoidably pick up some because it gets so thick and so heavy dense. but if you can, try to time it so where you about half or 3/4 of your time for Pound the Flesh is over, and you can pick up another health globe and get that additional longer setting time frames. You can see here there's one big circle by going that way, so for doing a scout and being able to find those purple globes as well would save us some time. If it's a higher pushing rift, it's very nice. May have picked up on that shield pylon a little early, but it is an 85, and our group's doing fairly well on time and just pushing through like nothing, so not really worried about it too much. Higher rifts with a more organized group and not really pugging it, you'll want to really work and talk and time those out better. Now here, going ahead of the group myself, those three I know they can handle on their own because, like I said, you don't do any damage. Your focus is on just gathering and pulling them together. You can see they've killed it. They picked up the globes. They're on their way. Now you have this giant pull ready for them. The monk just jumps in, does his pulling and supporting. The other two come up, start blasting away, and can, without fear, jump into the fray of everything and just go off and go ham. And you want to pay attention to the creeps all around and see how much health they have, how many are there, because your war cries and shouts for the damage reduction you do and the additive damage of the 20% is nice, but you don't want to waste your time too much and have everyone run off together as one pack. You can see the wasp being a little bit annoying down there at the bottom, but it gets picked up fairly quick. Here, you go up a little bit more, scout, you can see it's in a big round, looped around circle, dead end. And the harpoon you want to get to, there are two versions of the one you can get. There's one that just pulls them to you, and there's one that flings them behind you. You want the one that flings because then you can lead them down the path you're going and continue down the path very quick as well. Just for every second that can count, you can save. It's very nice. You see another pile for him. Try to pull him down. And you can see as fast as Fury is spent for the harpoon, you gain back just as quick. You can see the monk here didn't really want to waste time with the small pack I pulled, but while even running, I'm still trying to pull things together for him, and our group got kind of split. But with a normal party of 4, if you went together, you are in some kind of voice chat, you would talk it out and discern it a little bit better, but either way, it wasn't too bad. Greater of 100, I believe, would be a lot more difficult, a lot more communication, but with no communication, just 4 people randomly going at it, you know, just gotta go the best what you can, what you have. And you can see our time is very easily going. I mean, even with only 2 damage outputters and the monk support and myself. Like I said, I am adding no damage whatsoever. And right about here, I should have left a little bit ago, but stayed around and got burst down pretty quick. Now, because I was so focused on trying to pull and get better at this too, and I'm still learning this build, but if someone myself who was dedicated to going Crusader all these seasons can pick up on this as well, it's still a lot to be learned. Anybody can pick up on this and give it a shot. It's a very fun class to try, whether you go the support rush build or if you go another build I suspect as well, be a lot of fun. but it's good to give yourself a little something different. I know it's a little late in the season, but it gives me a good idea of another class I can build and try to go with more formans and see what I can push. And very fun build where you can help kind of set the pace of where to go, and you help out your team and you have some good ideas to go off with it. Now this last part coming up right here, once we kill this last yellow mob, the Rift Guardian, if you time it right, you can not only with your teammates stun with whatever stuns they have, you can avalanche, constantly stunning the Rift Guardian as well. Keep an eye on the Fury, and then you can see when I use avalanche, I try to use my other shouts and then my harpoon / chains to reset my cooldowns as fast as I can, so I can have an uptime on all those stats and effects as much as I can and have the stun up for her every second I possibly can as well. And going around picking up health glow as much as I can. And this is where the crit on hit build will be with when I showed earlier in the video. If you got the other item in the weapon slot for the cube and you put the other amulet on as well for more critical hit chance and faster attack speed with the dual swords as well. So you can try to get more crits and get more health glow spawning as well from the rush. And there you have it, guys. Quick video on support Barb when I did, and hopefully you guys learn something from this and you get some ideas from it. But until then, thanks guys, check out the other videos, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.